right? Okay, welcome to Ryotaro, Japan, live from Mount Hakusan, the sacred mountain in Ishikawa Prefecture. And I'm right now in the entry point of Mount Hakusan. The place is called Shiramine Village. And Shiramine Village is small, like very, very small village of, look around, like how traditional these houses are. It's been certified or designated as kind of like a traditional like storage, like the stored, whatever the town, the traditional town. They need to actually keep these buildings as it is right now, so they can so that they can keep these buildings forever, how it looks. So today, I was originally wanted to climb up the Mount Hakusan, but right now the rain has just stopped, but it was just pouring rain about like 5 minutes ago, and it will probably it will happen again. So we actually decided not to climb up to Hakusan this time, unfortunately, which I will again in August. But I'll come into that about the tour later on anyway. So today I have a guest because I don't know so much about like Hakusan or the culture, the spiritual culture actually they're really famous about. So I don't know anything about it. So I have a guest, professional guide who actually does the guiding tours around this area, Mr. Yamaguchi. Mic. Yamaguchi-san. よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
So I see. Do you speak English?
No.
No.
Japanese only.
Japanese only, and he says that in English. All right. So, let him speak in Japanese. We talk in Japanese. I'll translate. Okay. じゃあ山口さんよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
山口さんはこのガイドは何年なんですか？
正式にガイド言えば8年目です。
それ8 years that he's been guiding.
もうでもちっちゃい時から知らないですから、昔から多分ガイドです。
So he's actually grew up here in the Shiramine village. So ここのShiramine、これ一言で表すとどんなエリアですか？ Just one word if he describes Shiramine.
いわゆる山村の山の中の豪雪地帯。
Right. So this is one of the snowiest areas in the whole Japan, and then people still live. ここの町って何年ぐらいもうあるんですか？ここって。
多分集落ができてから多分1000年以上は経ってる。
So since the starting of this village, it's been already 1,000 years at least. So it's that old, and then people are actually still living in this small village. In the snowiest surroundings, the environment. ここでもうずっと育ちになられて、
ずっと生まれて育って仕事をして今まで暮らしています。
でこの町っていうのは、この白山に登る入り口というか。
そう。いわゆる白山へ登るときには3つのルートがあります。
So there are like three routes to Mount Hakusan to the peak.
その中の一番大きなルートはここになります。
So this is like the most major like route, like starting from Shiramine village. ここには泊まったりもできるんですか？
はい、できます。今はね、やってる旅館がゲストハウス含めてこのエリアだけで4軒あります。
So there are like 4 guest houses, including guest houses or ryokan, and the way you can actually stay. So you can stay overnight, and then you can start the climbing, or you climb the Mount Hakusan and then come back and then stay and relax in onsen, for instance, which I did. I didn't climb though. そうするとですね、ここのやっぱその白山のちょっと魅力について、今日は後ほどゆっくり聞かせていただきたいんですけれども、ちょっとここご案内していただいていいですか？
いいですね。
はい。じゃあお願いします。歩きましょう。Let's walk.
今こんな雰囲気ですけども、冬になると雪がこれぐらいあります。
So I mean, right now, I mean, it's summer here, so it's rainy season. The rainy season, like it's supposed to be, it's going to stop. It's going to like finish in about 1 or 2 weeks, but still it's rainy every day, which it did 5 minutes ago too. But in winter, he says about the snow comes to this high.
そう。一番多分私の経験したので一番大きいのが私3人分ぐらいです。
Oh my gosh! It's three Yamaguchi. So that's how high the snow it went. It's amazing, isn't it? So これいいですか？こっちですか？So I keep hearing this sound. 山口さんこの音なんですか？この
ちょっと耳開くとね、なんかちょっと水の流れる音がします。
Yeah, it's like the water, like a stream.
でちょっと見てもらえば。ここにね大きなこう水路があるんですね。
Yeah, I see the water. Yeah, look at your camera, please. The water, yes. これ what's this? これ何ですか？
これね、さっき雪が降ります。
Yeah, so the snow falls.
ちょっと生活が大変だから雪をこの投げ捨てるわけです。
Oh, so in winter, so これ開けるんですか？
開けて。
So in winter, what they do is because there's so much snow, they actually disturbs your daily life, right? So what they do is they take this cover out and they put the snow in and just let it go. And that's how they actually clean up the snow.
白根の言葉でこれをね、古い言葉で民者
Minja
と呼んでます。
this kind of water road is a man-made river.
で昔ここちょっと水がなかったもので山から用水を引っ張ってたんですね。
Okay, so this area did not have the water source. So they poured water from the mountains. Oh my God, the big. Okay.
でその用水が今はもうちゃんと水道があるからそういう形でいわゆる雪を捨てる場所として使ってるわけです。
Oh, there you go. So now, because they have like tap water right now everywhere in this area, of course. So they don't need that kind of water source anymore from the mountain. So they use this minja just for cleaning the.
でその城に泊まった人はね、一晩中ねなんか川の音がしてるんですよね。
Yeah, so like whoever who stays overnight at this here in Shiramine village, they keep hearing. You guys will keep hearing this sound overnight. So it's almost like as if you're like sitting right next to the river.
でこの水は全部全て白山から流れてきてる水ですね。
And again, and this water, all this water you see here is all from Mount Haksan, the sacred mountain.
さっきのように私3人分ぐらい降った雪が
three Yamaguchi-san.
が冬季春になった時って流れてきてるわけ
So 3 Yamaguchi-san will become just 1 Yamaguchi-san.
そうそう。
In spring. Is that okay? Right. This is amazing. These traditional buildings. ここは保存地区ですよね。
保存地区ですね。
You have to keep these buildings
でこの
as is.
大体木造の板塀が白峰の特徴ですね。
So it's all wooden, of course. And it's kind of 黒いですよね。It's kind of dark colored.
そうですね。もともとはこういう形の土壁なんですよ。
So originally it's this wall, this out of the soil.
でその土壁って雨に当たると溶けていくから壊れていくから上に板を張ってるわけです。
Right. So the soil, because when it rains, it falls apart. So therefore they put like wood on the surface so they can make it harder.
でそれが白峰の基本的な景色になります。
So that's kind of the basic of this kind of the view or scenery that Shiramine has everywhere when
ちょ
you're
うど
in
見たら
town.
そこに大きな橋もあります。
Yeah, look at this. What's this ladder? What's this for? これ何のため? This high. Look at that. It's
先ほ
high.
ど言った1高地、2高地、3高地、屋根に
So like one Yamaguchi, 2 Yamaguchi, 3 Yamaguchi. It's like when you have
うちが壊れてしまうから屋根雪下ろしをするわけ。
so you climb up to the roof
そう。
to take off the
登
snow
っていって
from the roof
雪を
and then so the snow you fold the snow, you make it fold the snow and you actually put into this minja.
そう。
And to
上から雪を下ろしてそれを
to melt it away.
投げる。はい。
Oh my God, it's very clever. But I don't think I'm brave enough. 僕上がる勇気ないと思います。
あ、
これ上がったことありますか？
あります。結構
So he has done that before many times.
かなり恐ろしいですね。
恐ろしい。He gets scared too. Alright, so this is what is this building? これは何ですか？ここは。
ここは私たちの活動している拠点ですね。要するにオフィス。
This is office. 山口さんはこれ何をやられているんでしょうか？
白峰で街づくりだとかガイドやってるわけですね。
So you do kind of like a revitalization of the Shiramine village, right? That's the be doing the guy. So this is your office. So can I go inside? はい、大丈夫ですか？じゃあちょっと入りましょう。
このお家実はね、江戸時代のおしまいにできてます。
So how old this building? It's the Edo era.
150年ほど前ですね。
150?
そうです。いやだから侍の時代の建物。
150 years old. It's like a samurai era building. じゃあちょっとお願いします。
侍の時代のお家。
お邪魔します。お邪魔します。Oh my God. This is wow. This is stunning. This is brilliant. I mean, this is exactly what I actually see from the TV or like when you see a traditional house with a samurai. They always have this irori, like stove, they're right next, like right in the living room, and they cook, they boil water, they do everything. じゃあ山口さん、こっち来ていただいて、じゃあ座りましょうかね。はい、すみません。お願いします。
いいですね、この囲炉裏が。
はい、お願いします。じゃあですね。それではですね、ここでちょっといろいろ聞いていきたいんですけれども、 この、白峰のですね、この場所っていうのは、なんかすごくその、聖なるとか、
はいはいはい。
この精神文化とか、
はい
いろんなお話を聞くんですけれども、so I've been hearing this Mount like, Shiramine village being like really sacred, and I just wanted to ask, like, what is it so sacred? この神聖ってどこから来てるんでしょうか？
これ、
what is it so sacred? この神聖ってどこから来てるんでしょうか？
ですね、ちょっと非常に難しいんですけども、やはり先ほど言った白山の登山口の一つであって、いわば拠点であったと。ですからやっぱ白山に関わった人がたくさんいたんですね。ですから白山を大事にしていた。そういうことで神聖な場所として位置づけられたんだと思います。
Okay. So this again, like this is kind of the major entry point of climbing up to Haksan. So whoever who worship Mount Haksan actually start climbing from here, and everyone who actually so it's worshiping. So I just wanted to ask him, like, just what is it to like worship the mountain, right? 山を敬うってこれどういう気持ちなんでしょうか？
山すべてもちろん白山はそのトップ象徴なんだけども、私たちは自然の恵みをいただいて生活している。
Right. So according to him, the people who worship Haksan or the mountains, they actually respect the mountain. Like every thing that you get from the mountains, like they actually thank to the nature to actually receive whatever it's like food, the water, everything that you face in daily life. Especially when you live in this kind of town, they actually can thank to the nature, thank to the mountains. So therefore, they climb up the mountains, and then 一番上に行くんですよね。
そうです。
上に行って、
上に行くと、それが白山という山のてっぺんが2702メートル。
So 2,702 meters is the peak of Mount Haksan. So 何のためにこれ上行くんですか？ Why do you go up to the top?
これがね、ものすごくその日本人の昔からあった精神文化の一つなんだけども、例えば昔、江戸時代までは山に行くといろいろな仏様がいたと。でその仏にお会いするために。
So like in the mountains in the early days, still like you see, we put lots of we actually been told that there are lots of gods in the mountains. So people go into the mountains to actually see and meet these gods.
もともとはその日本の中で白山という山というものは全部修験の場所、いわゆる神聖な場所で、そこに行って人間が精神を鍛えるような場所だったんです。特にお坊さんの世界の中で。ですから白山だけでなくて富士山も立山も同じような考え方がありました。
So not only Haksan, but like all the many mountains in Japan, like including Mount Fuji and many mountains, really famous mountains, they're all like sacred in a way that the people around there all believe that there were gods everywhere in the mountains, and especially these the thoughts of having gods in the mountains, it actually came from monk. Because monks actually did lots of trainings in the mountains, and these trainees, they go into the mountains, they worship this god and go to this another god in here, another god. They peak, there's another god. So like it's like they use as a trainee, I think. And then not only the monks, but ordinary people, they started going into the mountains and did the same thing. そうすると、修験道で行かれたその僧侶以外にも一般の方がそれが広がったと。
そういうことですね。もともとは先ほどおっしゃるように修験の場所で修行する場所から1000年ほど前からもっと多くの方々が登るようになってきた。その時にやはり例えばよく山を極楽と地獄のような形で例えて、要するにその地獄巡りだとかさ、そこに行くと極楽というシャバがあって地獄というものがあるということをみんな行っていろんなツーリズムのようなものができたわけですね。
So they created almost like a tourism in one mountain to actually specify. So this part of the mountain is like heaven, and this part of the mountain is like hell. So by doing a round, and it's like almost like a Mario. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 8, and it's clear.
まさしその形で、例えばそれは自然の地形を利用してたわけ。例えば噴火して火砕流が流れています。
Right. So they used.
そこはね、サイの河原とか地獄なんですよ。
So they actually use the
荒々しいから。
They use actual like the nature, so because the rock is very like wildly looked. So they actually looked at it. Oh, this looks like a hell. So let's call this hell.
例えば
Hell rock.
例えばそこに火口湖といって噴火した後水が溜まっています。
Right, right.
日本人の場合それね一の池地獄なんです。
Right. So if there is like a hole there, and there were like a hot spring, because of the sulfur or because sulfuric like mineral, it becomes red, and then the people call it. Oh, let's call this blood pond. So
それをみんなが山に行ってこれは地獄悪いことをするとダメだよねって言って見て回るわけですね。
So people like so these people started naming these places, and then when you take your kids, and then if you do bad things, and you have to go into this. So 子供連れてって悪いことすると昆虫のケージ入れられるよとか、you go to hell.
そうです。それがこうずっとちょっと白山の場合右側に来るとちょっと綺麗なこういわゆる森というかそのハイマツの林があるんですけど。そこ行くとここは極楽へ来たと。
So there are like hells in Haksa, and there are like parts that are really, really beautiful, and very beautiful forests, and then people call that place heaven.
そうでその例えば地獄のところに地獄に落ちた人を救うために地蔵さんがいたり、仏がいたり。
And even in hells, they're like a little like a statue of gods to actually save people from hell. It's amazing. It's すごい。
すごく素晴らしいそのツーリズムがあったんです。要するに精神文化を楽しむツーリズムがあったんです。
So this was actually a tourism, ancient tourism, to make people attracted to actually to come to these areas and do the tours. So even in Edo era, there were like tourism as such. これ面白いですね。なんかこう。そのツーリズムがこう今にもこれが伝わってるってことです
よね。それはね今になかなかないんです。
So like
それはどちらかというとみんなスポーツ登山、とりあえずトップを目指して降りてくる登山なんです。
So nowadays the tourism here, I mean recent ones, right? That just you go to the peak as a sports, as is. でこれちょっと変えたいんですよね。
そうだ。それを今昔のようなやっぱ自然を楽しんだり、そういう精神文化を楽しむようなツアーの方が多分もっともっと楽しいんだろうな。
So he is the guy who would like to who's trying to recreate the tourism, the ancient tourism, not only just go to the peak with the speed and like, oh, I got to the peak within 2 hours. No, it's not like that. Just to kind of feel and face the nature and feel the nature and understand the why there are monks, why there are gods here, and why is so they call this name this way. It's fun. 楽しいですね。
それの方が多分それはでも私のようなガイドがいないとなかなか伝わらない。
Yeah, so obviously, in order to do that, you need a guide, such as 山口さん。
そうだからこう一人で行ってもわからないから、私と一緒に回っていただけるといろんなお話させていただいて、ここにはこう蛇を埋めた跡があるだとか。3000匹の悪い蛇がいたもんで。
So like so he tells you all the stories behind it. Like there's one place, and according to there's one point that 3,000 snakes have been buried, and it's been said, right? And so like the reason why is this and this, and he tells all the background stories. I think he's just advertising himself a bit. But anyway, 広告タイムですよね。
はい。
ガイド。
それが多分楽しみ。スポーツ登山っていうのはただ登ればいいんだから足が強い人だとかでワンデーできるわけ。でもゆっくりと上がって夕焼けも見る、朝日も見る、夜こう星空も眺める。
Sports climbing, like just if you're tough, it's just anyone, you can do it. But like this, going slowly, enjoying and understand the stories behind it, it's 面白いですね。
そうその中で山を自然を楽しんで私が一番好きなのは
enjoy the nature and what he likes the most is
一番好きなのは夕焼けを見ながらビールを飲むってやつね。
What he loves the most to do at the peak is to watch the sunset and drink beer at the same time. I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's really fun, like talking to him. Like I actually keep looking at the camera because I keep looking at him because it's just so much fun hearing stories. So I get many comments. I got a screen actually in front of me. So I like to answer your questions. For instance, right, I get an answer. Hello from northern Greenland, Ryotaro. And for this cultural exchange, we had the same belief in Greenland and many hundreds of years that every element of Inua and soul. これグリーンランドね、やっぱりこの精神文化みたいなのがある。
そうなんですか。
はい、今こういう今ね、いましたね。
よかったな
これグリーンランド行かなきゃダメですね。He needs to go to Greenland too.
やはり自然の厳しいとか、そういうのは多分生まれやすいと思うんですよ。
Yeah, according to him, where the nature is very harsh, hard, and these kind of brief could be born. For instance, in Japan, we are the department store of natural disasters. We have tsunami, we have earthquake, we have volcano, we have flooding, we have typhoon, we have tornado. I beat you on that one tonight. So, yeah.
そこはやっぱ自然に私たちはかなわないから、やっぱそれに対してこう自然と付き合い方を覚えるわけですね。
Exactly. So we need to face the nature. We cannot be selfish and just do. You cannot prioritize yourself in Japan, for instance, or maybe in Greenland too. You need to prioritize nature. You need to yield to nature, and then so that この受け入れるんですよね。自然というものを。
受け入れて、私の言葉よく使われるのはね、いなすんですよ。
いなす。いなす is like almost like a yield. 譲るみたいなものですよ。
そうそう、真正面にぶつかると、強く、
if you try to face the nature just right in front, like attacking nature, you'll be broken. You'll be destroyed.
だから日本人の場合はそういなすというのはちょっと少し下げることによって、
So if you just kind of
100% は防げないけども、まあ8割ぐらい防げたかなみたいな。
Yeah, so you cannot maybe block the power of nature 100%, but if you just go a little bit, lean towards this way, and you can maybe only get the damage of like 80%, and then 20% like you're okay. Like a tsunami, right? And then many actually towns built these really strict walls.
そうそうそう。
これダメですよね、多分ね。
これいろんな考え方ありますけども、それは日本人的でないと思う。
So maybe it's not very Japanese way of making the huge brick wall.
一番大事なものは命を守るのは命だけなんとか守ることを考えましょう。
So what's the most important is to save lives.
だから財産は多少上げられましょう。
So like just forget about your money, forget about your banking account, but like just save your life, right?
でなければ日本人のようにそのカルデラの中で住んでいます。建てそう。あれなんか噴火の真下ですね。
Yeah, because we all live in this, I told you department store of the disasters, right? When we live in a country like this, it's better, it's easier. その方がこう楽ですよね。
楽です。それともう一つにあった方が恵みを受けやすいんです。例えば南海トラフで辺のとは大変危ないって言ってもするんでしょ。あれ、あそこにいるから恵みがあって生活できるわけですね。
Yeah, so not only the harsh environment, but those harsh environment actually gives us like many things, like like rice or like crops or fruits, and or even like onsen. The hot spring is from these, because we have these natural disasters. We actually enjoy fishing. We enjoy onsen and everything.
それ私が一番感じたのは洞爺湖ス山って北海道にあるんですけども。
There's a Toya Lake in Hokkaido.
でその横でラーメン屋さん入りました。
So he went into a ramen shop right next to the
ラ
Toya
ーメン
Lake.
入っておじいさんにここいつもしょっちゅう噴火するからここ
So he
で
asked the old guy.
ここで商売せずに移ったらどうや
Yeah,
って
so why don't you just move? Not just do the open ramen shop, do the running ramen shop here because it's right next to the volcano. What are you doing here?
そうしたらそのおじいさん言うには私はここにいるから仕事があるねと。
So he was like, well, because I live here right next to the volcano, right next to the lake, I can run this business.
火山のおかげで温泉があって、
Because of the volcano, I have an onsen, and then because of the onsen, people come. Many people come from all over Japan, and then. Sorry, okay, yeah. Then so that's why we so it's amazing.
それが多分日本人の生き方だと思うんですね。
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. Like I came to the Shiramine village for the first time, and I'm learning a lot. And I'm Japanese, and I do know that there are many natural disasters here, and like there are things that we receive in a good way from these natural disasters. But like if you're hearing the stories from you, I actually appreciate and respect the nature more. And there's a question here. Like I want to ask you a question. So ask us questions. I mean, this is the time that you can ask me and you can ask him about this, especially about this area. Thanks. What happens in Japan if your home is destroyed by natural disaster? Would the government fully rebuild? 例えばこの震災とか災害があった時に この政府は助けてくれるんでしょうかっていうね。
いや、もちろん、助けてくれます。
Yeah, government actually helps
ただし、それが動くまでちょっと時間があり
you.
ま
It might take you for a while.
す。で、その時間をやっぱりその人たちがやっぱ仲良くして、いわゆるそのコミュニティ、いわゆる地域の力で守る必要があるわけです。
So until the government starts helping you, because it takes time, we have this community, little community, like for instance, 町内会とかですよね。Little like it's the smallest community. We call it 町内会, it's like a township maybe. It's even smaller, like a group of say 30, 40 people.
それは助け合いですね。
So like help each other. And we have to until like that's what happened to me like when the earthquake happened hit my town at 311 and until the electricity and the water recovered the whole this little township of like 30 households I guess we helped each other to get the electricity the emergency water and everything. So I hope we answered your question. Hold on a second. Ryotaro, what kind of building are you in? ここっていうのはさっき150年経ったんですけれども、誰が住んでたんですか？ Who actually lived here 150 years ago?
もともとはこのうちにずっと多分何百年も住んでいたおじいさんがいました。でもあといわゆる後継者なかったもので、それを私たちが要するに譲り受けて、それを今また維持してるわけです。
これはじゃあ農家だったんですか？
農家ですね。
So there's the farmer actually, as a middle class farmer he used to live here. And then because he got really old and he wanted to actually give it to someone, not give or sell to someone, so he actually got it from him. そこの農家さんというのは何年ずっと農家だったんですか？
多分ずっとでしょうね。ここがいわゆる母村というもともと生活する場所で、あと夏になるとまたちょっと山の中に行って、そこで生活するだけです。
So the basic kind of life of people in Shiramine, the farmer in Shiramine is like 夏になると山の中ですね。So in winter, people live here and then eat the food that they stored from summer. And in summer, to grow these crops and so, they go into the mountain. They have the mountain house and they actually live there. And during the summer, and they come back in the fall.
その山の中で例えばこのいろんな穀類を作ったり炭を焼いたり。
So they make charcoal. They grow chestnuts. And あと泡とか入れですよね。Many crops. Yeah. So because they don't in Shiramine village, they don't really have so much of the flat land, and so therefore they could not grow rice. So instead, they were growing some awa, and here I don't know how you say it in English, but it's the kind of crops that they used to eat that quite often. And any question? Oh, okay, very good. Are you closer to Christianity or to Japanese spiritualism? To me, right? I'm not Christian. I'd say I'm more close to, I don't know, maybe I believe in Shintoism, Buddhism. I'm a typical Japanese person. 日本人っていうのは何をこれ信じてるんですかね？いわゆる一般的な ordinary Japanese person. What do we believe in? Not really sure.
日本人は全体がそうかわかんないです。私の基本的なやつはブッディストです。
You're Buddhist. Okay.
ブッディストでもそれともう一つは自然というものを信じています。
You believe in nature.
Nature.
じゃあそのブディストといわゆるそのwhat's the difference between believing in nature and believing Buddhism? Buddhism は nature と関係ない。どうですか？
いや関係ないというかブッディズムのいくは精神の話です。
So Buddhism is all about your spirit, your soul.
それと型みたいなところ。
And how you live, the road, right?
自然は私たちの仲間であって私を生かさせてもらえるもの。
So nature is your almost like a friend. Nature is like a friend. They actually let you live.
だから例えば春になると山菜ができたりする。
You see wild vegetables.
そう。それから川の中には
in river, they're like lots of fish.
秋になるとまたキノコがあったり。
There's mushrooms.
だからそれで私たちが自然を豊かに食べさせていただける。
So like so they let us live.
でだからその中だからこそ私たちは住める。すごく自然とに私たちが密接なところを見れる場所。
So we are just connected.
そう。でも都会に行くとそれがなかなか。
So if you go to like cities, if you go to like urban areas such as Tokyo, for instance, you don't really see that because it's a concrete jungle, isn't it? So, but here in Shiramine, for instance, in the countryside of Japan, you actually it's next to each other. Like 隣同士ですよね。
そうそうそうね。そして例えば隣同士がもうすごく密接関係あるし、例えばこのいろりも、
Right, the stove.
なんだろう。と煮炊きするならプロパンでもガスでもいいんだけど。
Yeah, so for example, if you were to cook something, you don't really have to use this stove. It's a really ancient one. You can use gas or you can electric, stove or whatever.
でもこれを私たちが残すのはこっちの方が豊かなんですよ。
The reason why we keep this one is that the life with this kind of stove, he thinks it's better. He thinks it's more, how do you say it? It's
これが心の豊かさなんだよ。
rich, the richness in the heart.
でそれが白峰の良さです。
That's what Shiramine is all about. That's what the goodness of Shiramine village, that they keep this kind of culture. 面白いですね。
それを私たちがみんながほぼ共通の意識を持っていることがいいんです。
And the good thing about this Shiramine is that we actually share this value. この価値観を、このシラミの方々が
みんな同じように共有しているから、
right.
コミュニティがあって、そこがやっぱ
because they share the same kind of value, and that's why when the disaster happens, they can help each other because they share the like common value ですよね。
そうです。だから例えば最近よく気がついたのは春になるとみんな山に行かなきゃならない。要するに山に行くことが大事みたいな。それはやっぱ山菜が待っとるわけ。
In spring, when snow started to get melted, people around here thinks, I must go to the mountains. I must go into the mountains. It's almost like a duty. これしなくちゃいけないなんかこう。
なんだろうな。そこやっぱ
He can't explain why.
私たちのね残された DNA の中に入って。
It's more like it should be within his DNA that he feels. He feels that way. So okay, so there are like many questions here. Let me just answer some. Okay, are sacred temples and shrines still around in major cities, or will they be taken down for commercialization? 都会にも神社とか一応あるじゃないですか。神社とかあとお寺も。これっていうのは今後やっぱり都市化によって取り壊されたりするんでしょうか。それはないですよね。日本
の場合ですよね。やっぱこれから多分そういうブッディストいろんな信仰に対してやっぱ付き合いが薄くなってくるからなかなか維持することは難しくと思います。
It's not maybe due to the commercialization, but as you know, Japan is losing its population as we have very small number of kids being born every year. Therefore, the people are getting old. So it's not really due to the commercialization, but it's more like due to the lack of people who are able to maintain those shrines and the temples.
ですね。多分都会にいると一度もお寺に行ったことない人。
And if you're in a city or urban area, then you actually find many people who have not really been to even to shrines and temples.
普通は仏教徒だったら自分のお寺があるんだけども、そういうお寺がない人もいるから。
And then if you're like in the countryside and live like in such a like where I live as well, like you actually have a temple that your family's graveyard is there. But like many actually people who live in the city don't have that.
ですから都会の方がお寺だとかは残りづらいと思います。
So he thinks that the temples and the shrines are maybe have the harder time to maintain itself rather than the countryside because the community is there and the community will help each other to maintain those temples and shrines.
だから多分昔の信仰とかお寺も神社も例えば山岳も全部やっぱ一つのコミュニティのような要素があったと思うんですよね。それがだんだんなくなってくるとどれもやっぱ維持が難しくなると。それは多分世界的な傾向だと思うんですけどね。でもなくしたらちょっとなんか寂しいなと思う。
Yeah, see here he gets really lonely when you actually he gets really he miss those days that people, I mean, even in the countryside or even in the urban area, he hopes that these connections still remain. And Phil B asking, like, who's this guy? Because Phil B just joined later in this conversation. So he's the guide of the professional guide, Mr. Yamaguchi from the village, Shiramine village, the entry point of the major route to Mount Hakusan, the sacred mountain in Ishikawa Prefecture just to let you know, for those who just joined, not from the beginning. All right, and I feel the same closeness to the nature with my Greenland. やっぱりグリーンランドのさっきの方、やっぱ同じような感覚でいるっていう。
やっぱそうですね。
やっぱ自然が厳しいとやっぱりね、when you have like really harsh, like the
自然にかなわないという前提。
Yeah, it's like when you, yeah, because maybe we are in a country where okay, people believe that we never can beat nature. We have to like obey them, really. Maybe people in Greenland maybe might feel the same way. I don't know. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, yeah, just ask us comments, and we try to answer the questions as much as possible. Yamaguchi-san. So, okay. So, well, today, I want to ask you where you guys are from, actually. Where you guys are from? Can you answer this question? Like, where you guys are from today? I love simple life. I love simple life. このシンプルライフ。やっぱりすごく人間関係とか贅沢とかじゃなくて、シンプルに暮らしたいという方々増えている気がするんですけどね、最近ね。
そうですね。もちろん私たちのところもそうだけど、日本の中でよく私たちのところでいろんな人が来ますけども、非常にそういう人たち多いですよね。昔のような概念にとらわれずに、もっと自由にフリーな形で生活をしたり仕事をしたりする。
So people actually who came to visit the Shinamine town to stay over, and they actually know what this place is all about, and people want to be free, and people they're free from like heart, not like free physically only, but mentally as well. People come here and enjoy.
もしかすると私たち白峰の人よりかそういう都会の方でそういう感覚を持った人も結構多いと思う。
確かにそうですね。すごい。今ちょっとどっから来た聞いてるんです。皆さんどっから聞いてるか。みんなアメリカ多いですね。コネティカット、シカゴ、カナダ、アリゾナ、テネシー、ブラッドフォード、ブリテン。But Europe, just maybe like middle of the night. Thanks for watching. The New Mexico, California, Australia, Russia, USA, everyone.
アメリカ多いな。
アメリカ、いや、時間なんですよ、多分ね。これ時差が、time difference wise. Yeah. Greece. 今ヨーロッパは今ちょっと遅いんですよ。真夜中ですよ。So for those who are watching from Europe, thanks for because it's middle of the night. Yeah, thanks for watching. Quebec, Canada, New Mexico, Australia. I'm going there in 1 month. じゃあ本当ありがとうございます。なんかめちゃめちゃすごく勉強になりました。
勉強というよりか多分私たちの地域のその考え方みたいなのちょっと分かってもらえばなと思います。
ですね。なんかちょっと地理的に分かんない方いるかもしれないんですけれども、白峰とか白山どの辺にあるかとかっていうのは出せたりしますかね。Our staff should be able to actually. Oh yeah, maybe he's got some photos too. Then our staff will send you some link to take a look at the where we are right now. And there you go. So this is Japan. Right, this is Japan. And this is the Ishikawa prefecture and facing the Japan Sea, right? And this is Ishikawa prefecture, and this is Kanazawa city, which is the biggest city in Ishikawa. And Kanazawa, you might know, is a gold soft cream. And then and this is where we are, right? Like inner land. すごいですね。これ冬ですよこれ。そう。This is winter. That's how it looks. これスキー場が今ねないんですよね。
そうですね。スキー場近くにはありますけども。
Like there are like a ski resort around it, but unfortunately not in the Shiramine village itself. Is there any photos that you want to show?
これさっき言った
Look,
スリーヤマン。
This is how it becomes. これ家にどうやって入るんですか How do you get into your house?
玄関ちゃんと除雪しますから。
You take a scrape off the snow, just at least the entrance.
この時期の方が楽しいですよ。白峰に来たら。
It was like it's more fun this season. I mean, if it's more fun for you guys to visit. これなぜ面白いんですかこの時期？
こういうたくさん雪の降るところ住むことはまずほとんど経験できない。
Yeah, I mean, you would not experience, you would not know how it is to actually live and experience to live. In such environment. I mean, it's for those, maybe, I saw a guy, I think from a person like watching from Greece, Greece, it's a warm tropical country. You might want to just visit during the winter and see how it's like to to live in this area. And I think from Greenland は慣れてますかね。
ですよね。
Yeah, Greenland.
でも寒いけどそんな雪が降るかな。
Yeah, maybe I don't agree on how much it snows, but yeah, this is one of the snowiest areas on the planet, and where people actually live. すごいですね。ありがとうございます。本当に。Okay. What part of Australia are you going? I'm going to Sydney. I'm going to Sydney. I used to live there, so I'm going back to where I used to live and then visit my friends. I'll be there for a week, and so I'm actually looking forward to try my old Harry's beef pie. I don't know if you know. If you're from Australia, you must. If you're from Sydney, you should know. Harry's at the Ulumulu, but I'm going there too. So just find me there. I should be there around 1 a.m. at night on Sunday night. Way more snow than Alaska よりもこれ
多いと思います。
Way more snow than Alaska. Really? Okay, because Alaska I think it snows a lot, but
世
this
界
is
中雪の降る地域はあるけれども、量があるところって意外とないですよね。たくさん降るところ。
じゃあやっぱこれもう一個another question. やっぱりこんだけ雪降ってどうやって暮らすのっていう質問が本当にベーシックで how do people deal with with the snow when there is a lot of snow like this? How do people live?
昔は冬眠していました。
So it's like he goes like it's like an insect. You actually, or bears even like you actually sleep during the winter.
でも最近はちゃんと除雪体制ができたりして、ちゃんと車も動くから。
So nowadays you get like these like the snow scrapers, like all the machineries, like the cars, they actually scrape the old snow. So it's okay. So it's not that as hard as it used to be.
普通の生活できます。でもやっぱ雪国の生活が厳しいことは間違いないです。
Wow, すごいですね。But you see, he says it's hard to, compared to like, other urban areas, to live in in such a snowy area. But, でも価値があるんですよね。
そう。
But it's worth it.
でなかったら住み続けません。
But if it's not worth, he would not like live here. He would not live here for like. I'm sure there is like some like really, like value, it's absolute value that you appreciate, he appreciates. That's why he keeps living here. Wow. Yeah. Do any foreigners ever take the tour? これ外国人の方これ参加できますか？
もちろんもちろん。
Of course. And we are actually organizing a tour. It's a really big tour. I'm gonna actually ask another guy to come around later on to explain about it. But we're going to do it. But he does the tour. 外国人も来たりしてます？ここに。
やってます。よく私ども大学生とよく行き来しますので、よく大学生が留学生
Yeah, actually he does.
ネットまで
He's done many actually overnight tour. The tours that goes to more than 2 days, and many university students they've done, and many university students from overseas actually came and he actually guided.
私自身はジャパニーズオンリー
But he does Japanese only. He's Japanese only person. So you can ask someone who speaks English like me, or でもこの街でも英語喋れる方は。
少し。
So that many, like few speaks English, so that you can actually have that person as hire that person as a
最近こういうものがありますからね。
And also, like obviously, nowadays you have what we called Google Translator, and then you can use that thing. Hold on, I pressed my button. Okay. What's that? Then going in Japanese road trips would most citizens to be cautious of us or welcoming. だってこの外国人が来た時に怖がったりとかそういうのないですか？
意外とないと思います。
Yeah, so they were welcome. People are used to having tourists anyway because this is the entry point of the Mount Haksan.
なかなかこうちら見ると若干恥ずかしがり屋なものです。
Yeah, so not really. Yeah, you're right. So he's saying that it's not that not welcoming or anything. Just people are just so shy of speaking English. That's what it is. So people, like, when they see you, when the Japanese, just local people see you, the moment we see you, somehow the local people automatically think, oh, I need to speak English. I need to speak English. So just say konnichiwa, and that will just take the worries away. And then again, you to start using the Google Translator or whatever that is, the high tech to you can start using that first, so that will just take those people's worry away. Okay, じゃあ山口さん、はい、ありがとうございました。本当に yeah, and we'll do the tour in August. I'll get another guy come out. My friend actually come out pretty soon. Let me explain. He'll explain more about the tour. But just come to Shiramine village and meet Yamaguchi-san. Was it amazing? It was amazing.
またよろしくです。
またよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
はい、よろしくです。
ちょっとマイクだけお願いします。
はい、じゃ
あバイバイと。バイバイ、バイバイ、カメラでバイバイ、See ya! Okay, okay. So, okay. じゃあ、My friend. 高橋下の名前何でしたっけ、高橋さん。ヒロタカです。ヒロ。ヒロ、Welcome, Hiro. Welcome, Hiro. Okay, let me just introduce the guy. Hiro is actually my colleague. I used to be in the securities company like a long time ago, like 15 years ago, 17 years ago, and he was my colleague. And we used to work together. And now he's the guy actually who invited me to experience this activity. I couldn't climb up this day, unfortunately, but he's the guy who actually organizes the whole tour of this sacred Mount Hakusan activity experience tour. So, can I ask you, when is it? What's happening?
This time the Hakusan is a permitted Sekai Geopark.
Right. So at the Mount Hakusan, just this May, just certified as global geopark.
Yeah.
Right. Recognized. Right. Okay.
And currently we lose respecting the all nature.
Right. Like Yamaguchi-san said.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why this time that we have to we're gonna do is Thanks Festival.
Thanks Festival. So what they're going to do is I just heard a little bit about it. They're going to this offering festival, right?
Yeah.
To thank the nature, because this is like opening of the mountain, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to do, obviously the snow gets melted, and then so it's safe to go up to the mountains. So they will actually do a festival, offering festival, to show to actually the celebration of the opening of the mountain. So that was today, right?
Yes.
Then we couldn't go.
Yeah. That's why the good, right?
right. So that's so we saw the opening of the mountain today, but in August, so this tour will happen. So can you explain what the tour is?
So to say the thanks for the mountain, is, you know the no.
Do you guys know the stage, the dance, no dance? Yeah.
Yeah, no dancing for the mountain, not for us.
Right. Okay. Just for those of you who've actually maybe seen the no dance on the stage, normally in the back of the no, there's a pine tree, the painting of the pine tree. So when the no is no dance, it looks like as if the no dancer is dancing for you as a performance, but it's not. That no dance performer is performing for the God.
Yeah,
is
nature
that it?
God.
So that's why nature God. So that's why that he's going to do the no dance at the peak.
No,
not the peak, but
from around to the peak.
Around to the peak to the nature God. So you then dance to the God, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to do that.
Yeah.
During this trip, during this tour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what else going to do?
Because
Okay. Go ahead.
Because now it's human can do anything.
Yes.
Especially for the city side.
Yeah.
But the mountain, as he said, is a nature, is a big nature. And we have to follow the nature.
Yes, we have to obey to the nature, right? Yeah.
But in the city, the no dance is to the human.
Yeah, right. So if you go to like a city and if you go to like these like no dance theater, it's for you, right?
Yes.
But this one is not.
Yeah, not to the for the mountain, and behind them, and we're gonna play together to the mountain, so that we have to feel about the future respect.
Wow.
Yeah. And another.
Yeah. Another sumo.
And the sumo is for closing the festival. We're gonna do some playing. For small yumitori.
What's yumitori?
Yumitori is a prank for the not clear.
So is there actual fighting of the sumo?
No, we don't do that.
No. Okay, so you do some like ceremony.
Ceremony.
It's like a performance.
Performance.
A closing performance.
Yeah. Just for I understand, it's for praying and say thanks for the nature and the three God. And to the cosmos and the space as well.
Right, so whole nature, including the space.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. So how long does the tour take?
And 2 nights.
2 nights. And when is it again? In August, right?
August, yes.
When?
25th to 27th.
August 25th.
Yeah.
5th until 27th.
Yeah, 27th.
Okay. Do you have details? I think your staff has the details.
Yes, I do have.
Yeah, if you can share the details, there should be. He should have an English page, because I mean, obviously, Yamaguchi-san will join, right?
Yes.
Yamaguchi-san will join. Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy. I mean, there'll be like many guys. So I don't know if Yamaguchi-san is going to be the one who'll be guiding you, but Yamaguchi-san is coming, and I'm coming.
Yes,
I'm coming. I'm coming to this tour too. So it's August 25th, 27th. So I mean, if you're in somewhere in the world, I mean, you might want to plan to come to Japan to join this trip. Or if you just happen to be in Japan during this time and make yourself free and join this tour. And このツアーで、so what can you learn from this tour? What can you get? What can you know?
The point is also that not just exactly one thing.
Right.
We have to feel about chooshotegism.
Vagueness.
Like it's like a spirit, not just one thing.
Right. So it's quite different. Like it's quite difficult. It's not religion. It's more like how do you say it? It's like a spiritual but not religious, right?
Yeah. But Japanese can understand the yes and no is together.
Right.
But the Western is usually just say that yes or no, right?
Right. Yes.
But in Japan, the Japanese is yes, nobody.
We just love greatness. We just love greatness.
The feel is the Japanese. And this is making the
midpoint.
Peace, world peace also. So maybe.
Yeah.
If they can feel something like that, it's the best for.
Wow. And then. And this tour actually, it has 7 meals, everything together, right? It's like a lunch, dinner. So these like all these meals are provided as well during the tour. And what kind of meals do we get? Local food?
I think so.
Wow, that's something.
Not sure about that.
That's something. See, I haven't had a lunch yet. Right now, what time is it? It's close to 11 right now. And there are some local restaurants around here, and they serve some really interesting meals. Like この辺で, like what is it so special around here? Specialty?
Bear.
Bear bowl. Bear bowl. Bear bowl. Can you believe it? Not beef bowl, but bear bowl.
Yeah.
Ushi.
I don't like much.
Okay, bear bowl. So I think I'm okay for today's. So what else? What else is good? What else? Bear bowl.
And the food also based on the season. And if spring is come, and they're gonna go to the mountain.
The wild vegetables.
Vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables. Yeah.
All the life is fitting to nature. That if someone come here and please feel everything this local side,
right.
Exactly fitting to the nature. So
right. So, but this is summer, right? It's August.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there anything that any participants can look forward to, the food wise?
And on the top, we can see the sky.
Yeah, sky. Yeah.
So many stars.
Right.
Yamaguchi-san got a guide. And, in the morning, and the next morning is a sunrise come.
Right.
And when sun is coming, it's called Norito. As a Guji is a.
It's almost like a priest, almost like of the shrine, right.
Doing, and after that, one opera singer is singing.
Opera singer singing.
Yeah, singing.
In the morning.
Yeah.
What a tour! I mean, I just read briefly. I knew that it was like two nights. I knew that there were like 7 meals provided. I knew there was a and a little bit of a small performing, but like, what opera singer?
Yeah,
it's just so much going on there.
Yeah. But everything in the Japanese old culture is Kimigayo also is corporate the split Japanese split.
Right.
Called together. All Japanese spirit is to feel about.
Oh my god. So like the reason why I'm if you're coming, I'll be climbing with you, and also I'll be filming actually on that day too, because and this tour, I mean, for those of you who might not be able to join this tour this summer, これ毎年やるんですよね。So he's gonna actually they will do it every year. So for those who actually have to miss this year, make sure to free your schedule next year, right? あとなんかこう ありますかこう伝えたいことって。こう。
伝えたいことそうですね。だから、
なんか。
一回で、正確にこれだっていうのがないのが日本の文化だから。
Right. So, I mean, obviously, if you go on a tour, in many tours, they're like, oh, by joining this tour, you can get this, or by joining this, you can express this. This absolute something that you achieve or you get to see, many stars. But this tour is like something that you will feel, I guess. And then what he actually said, he didn't say this, but what he said in his article earlier there is by joining this tour, he wants to actually by walking, by seeing the sunset, by from the peak, by watching the sunrise from the peak, and then you want the participants to face the nature, right? Like by yourself, not forget about prioritizing yourself, suppress yourself, and appreciate the nature and face it. And so when you come down from the mountains, you feel the connection, the deep connection and appreciation to the nature. That's what you want the participants to feel. Is that what you said?
And feel smaller myself.
Feel smaller yourself. Just a little ant.
That's why that we can follow many things.
Just a little ant. Okay,
respecting everything is
right. So it's most like rebirth.
Yeah.
Just overnight, over 2 nights actually. Well, over 2 nights, you actually reborn yourself. Will be born after you join this store. Is that something by learn? It's not learning. It's feeling.
Feeling.
Yeah.
Feeling.
Just like Yamaguchi-san just explained. He explained that the lifestyle of Shirabine town and that's what it is, isn't it? Like that's what you like to express in this tour is what actually just said the way he lives. But he's been living here for some decades. But in this tour, it's only 2 nights, but you can feel that. Wow. So it's amazing. We only have 3 or 4 minutes left. So obviously, I'd like to keep answering your questions. But I came to Shiramine last night. And I couldn't see anything because it was just dark at night, so dark. But this morning, I woke up, and what I just saw when I went outside of my hotel or the ryokan rather was just this greenness, and this dark wooden walls of these traditional houses of Shiramine village. And I thought, you know what reminded me? It reminded of Switzerland. Actually, reminded me of Zermatt in Switzerland because the angle of this roof was quite similar, and also this dark wooden wall was very similar, and the greenness because I went there in summer, right? And that was very similar. And then obviously the people in Switzerland, I guess they worship. I don't know if they worship, but I'm pretty sure that they respect the mountains that they are surrounded by. And I actually found similarity. And those of you who actually been to Switzerland and they love Switzerland might wanna come to Shiramine or Mount Haksan. And you might feel the same or quite different in a way of the kind of spirit and soul, but you definitely appreciate in both ways. Did you see bears? That would be so cool. I did not see bear this time, but in Sendai where I live, about a week ago, there was a bear right next to junior high school.
ここにも来ますよ。
They just come around, take a walk?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah. So these black bears, right?
Yes.
Black bears. Like black bears with a white line here. It's could you wrestle bear? Wrestling できますか?
You can do that.
You can. Yeah, you can come join this tour and I'll allow you to wrestle with a bear. I'll prepare a bear for you. Okay. I'll make sure it's the big and small one though. Big one. See, we have just explain about the bear. In the mainland Japan, we all have the bears that we have black bears with the lines here, a moon line here. And the ones in Hokkaido are grizzly bears. Do not wrestle with them. Do not ever wrestle with them. It's very, very, very dangerous. Speak Japanese. What's that?
Small wrestlers coming.
Small wrestlers. Yes, small wrestlers.
Much bigger than bear.
Yeah, any hot tea vending machines up there? Yes, we have hot tea vending machines up here too. Vending machines everywhere in Japan. And during the winter, if you come to Japan in summer, you won't see vending machines selling the hot drinks. But if you come in winter, the half of the things that they're selling in the vending machine are warm, and half of the things are cold. It's quite interesting, right? Like in one same vending machine, hot, cold. That's what's happening. And give me the biggest bear you got. Yes, we will. So join the tour, all right? Grizzly bear will kill you. So a grizzly bear kill you. I'm pretty sure that person who's saying it, Slit 518 must be from the States or Canada or Russia maybe. Love it. Do you have the sea mother in Shintoism? Sea mother. Sea mother. I don't know what sea mother is. If he doesn't know. Sea mother. Sea mother. I'm not really sure. Sea mother. We missed you, Ryotaro. Thank you very much. How do your credit cards work? Credit cards. ここら辺クレジットカード使います？
Not much.
Okay. So in the city, yes. I think recently, nowadays, it works everywhere. But when you go to like a place like a ramen shop, small ramen shops owned by like one guy, one 80 years old man, the chances are it would not work. So make sure you carry cash with you. Well, first like 2,000, 3,000 will be enough. But if you're at express restaurants, any like urban or konbini, whatever, it works. But when you go to countryside like this, several thousand people only, the population, I think chances are that the local shop would not take credit cards, so make sure you carry credit cards. And then, the banks are everywhere, so you can just get the cash from your credit card. And that's so crazy that you have to use cash. Yes, I know, yeah. It's the, imagine like, when you hear a 80 years old, wife and husband hearing, having to pay 3.3% to whatever, they said no. Yeah, there's only like locals, right? They only use their shop, so there's no point of using the credit card for them. I mean, for us, obviously it's really useful. So, any advice for someone learning Japanese who's highly a slow learner? Okay. Get a girlfriend. No matter how slow you are in learning, if you get a girlfriend, you'll be the fast learner.
Usually like that.
So I think we both experienced it. So, in our English. Ours is the same and called Sasuma so theやっぱり同じような文化が。I wonder like our drinks for Greenlanders, Greenland. Right. So we gotta share some kind of values, some kind of the beliefs. I guess it's nice to know. I want to look it up. Good. So now it's 11:2 past 2. So it's time to go. Thank you so much for watching and our conversation. 山口さんありがとうございました。And高橋さん、Hiro, thank you so much for joining. And if you come and then you check out the details of the tool, we just dropped the URL onto the chat. And check it out. And if you happen to be in Japan, or if you obviously if you want to meet us, and then just do the chat and have some drinks, join the tool, and we'll have fun and be connected to the nature, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thanks for watching. Now,
Thank you.
じゃあ言ってくださいtogether, ね。See you in next video. Okay. All right. You be there. See you in next video.